So forget Ozempic. If you want to lose weight, play chess.
I like it.
I mean, it's a very, very interesting concept of losing weight by playing chess, right? A pro chess player can actually burn up to about 6,000 calories per day in a pro tournament.
Oh my God, he doesn't see it. He played Queen B4. Look at this, man. Rook D4.
That's 3 times what's burned by a human being. We burn 2,000 calories a day on average.
That's because of stress, because they're like, oh, what's the next move?
Prag needs to move 4, 3, 2, oh my God, with 1 second left on the clock.
I think that it's very possible that they're like accidentally putting themselves in a calorie deficit. I think a lot of times when you're stressed, you're eating less, so it's more, it's more calories out than in. I also think that you could be like shaking your leg while you're playing and like
Shaking your leg?
No, but I hear your point. It's still sedentary, so it seems strange, right? That you would burn that many calories from a seated game.
They're
right?
focused, they're not eating, they're just completely in it.
Formula One drivers, they're sitting predominantly, and they lose 4 to 6 pounds in every single race. If you watch the races, they weigh them immediately
Is it
after.
because they sweat?
It's predominantly sweat, right? And sweat isn't on its own caloric, but that is the weight that's being lost.
But Bobby Fischer, who was one of the greats of all time,
We're looking at Bobby Fischer, the man that 8 times has won the United States Open.
he described chess as a physical game, not a mental game, a physical game. And
That's kind of like what nerds come up with to feel better that they're exercising.
there was a tournament in 1984, and it took 5 months for this tournament. And they had to call it off because one of the players had lost 22 pounds, and they were worried about him.
That's
and they
stress.
called it off. So
I'll give
it's
it
like
that.
a real thing.
But my thing is, what's the difference between playing chess and the concentration needed for chess and the concentration needed for poker? Like, why are
People
those, like,
are drinking alcohol while they're playing
that's it.
poker.
It's the beer. It's the beer.
That's true.
But isn't it also like people have different metabolic rates? So like I might be burning more calories right now than Jordan just standing here, or vice versa.
I feel like a very big distinction that has to be made is that there's a difference between burning calories and losing weight, because you can burn calories and not lose weight. Weight loss happens when the amount of calories that you burn exceeds the amount of calories that you're letting out.
Some of the players are actually physically conditioning
Yes.
as a component of preparing themselves for match.
for the game.
Have you ever heard of Magnus Carlsen?
Yes.
He's a grandmaster.
Yeah.
He buys into this thing.
Do you think of yourself as an athlete? Well, I do think so, or a sports person at least. Chess is not like it's not like regular sports where you have to be intensely concentrated for a very short period. It's more like you have to maintain that concentration over a long time, and for that, naturally, you need a steady level of blood sugar.
I totally disagree with that. The best that I was ever told was a real sport is anything with a ball or a finish line. Everything else is a
But
hobby.
he's not saying stress, he's saying concentration.
I think he's right. I think there's focused energy.
It's not every chess player, but I think it kind of goes back into stress, right? I think that based on somebody's stress level, that can determine how many calories that they are actually burning.
And if you watch the chess tournaments, they walk around a lot while someone else is making their move.
It's
Hey,
marginal.
it's something. They're walking.
Is the concentration required for chess different than the concentration required for poker?
I mean, honestly, I would think poker, you have to concentrate more and you would stress out more because chess is a much slower game.
You could lose money. What do you lose in a chess tournament? Oh, I gotta go home. I would argue poker's more stressful.
And chess is super strategic,
Not
right?
the Kardashians all of a sudden becoming chess players. Like I could just see it now.
Yeah.